We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But shout out to the collective again, man. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all be telling me all the time, like, bro, you be coming through with these videos. It's so consistent since you first started. And you be putting in hella work. And it's like, bro, I don't consider it work. Like, this is something I love to do. Like, yeah, I appreciate being able to just do this for y'all. I appreciate y'all just allowing me to do this. Like, I love every minute of this, bro. Like, I can't express that. I can't express it enough. But I thank y'all again for having me. So I love. Let's get straight to it, though. Might be a trigger warning or two. I hope not. But y'all already know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
The Pope did what now?
Just in now, Pope Francis has spent all night screaming at demons who are trying to drag him to hell. The Vatican has confirmed. 88-year-old Francis remains in hospital battling kidney failure, brought on by double pneumonia.
Listen.
But this battle pales in comparison, posed by the beclawed, soul-eating demons from hell. A spokes-cardinal confirmed that the pontiff had to be sedated last night after screaming, "Get these evil bastards off of me," as a portal to hell opened up at the end of his hospital bed, sparking fears the end is near for the leader of the Catholic Church.
Which takes me back to, didn't they just open portals? You know what I mean? And now he says, please tell me that this is just satire. And that he wasn't actually screaming, "Get these evil bastards off me," all while a portal is opening at the foot of his bed. And they were trying to drag him. What? No.
Hey, didn't I say we wasn't going to watch that on this channel? I told you.
Major PSA, Apple is being sued in a class action lawsuit because the Apple Watch wristbands contain forever chemicals that are forever in your skin. So it says even on most of the higher end bracelets that come with that Apple Watch, everybody is wearing an Apple Watch. My kids, everybody, not my kids, but kids are. Thankfully, my kids don't have one, but it contains forever chemicals, and Apple is keeping this pretty quiet. I haven't heard anything. It's only here on the TikTokulans, so thank you to all my loyal TikTokulan supporters. As president of TikTok, it is my goal to get the information to we, the people, right? And not hide it from us. If there is forever chemicals, which are in almost everything, forever, yes, forever, ever. So if you're wearing an Apple iWatch, take it off now. Take the band off. Get a band that does not have forever chemicals. Maybe get some leather. Get a leather band. But the plastic is not good for you. I repeat, Apple is in a lawsuit. They're not talking about it. They don't want anybody to know about this. But Secret Service Sam lets the truth come to light. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of TikTok.
Secret Service Sam, president of TikTok. Spam it up if you agree.
Let's talk about this terrifying video going around Twitter, the Iamqueheff video. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. You're either going to find this extremely creepy or kind of funny. But this video was posted by Paranormal Video on Twitter, or X, whatever you call it, and it has 100,000 likes and a ton of reposts. It shows these men exploring a cave, and according to translations, they picked up a Jinn stone. And Jinn are basically spirits that have the ability to possess humans. And they're said to live in caves, graveyards, and basically anywhere where people don't visit. And that is apparently what they encounter in this video, a Jinn. And it just looks uncanny valley. Like, let me just show you the video. Okay, here it is.
سند ليش قايل ايه؟ سند بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سند هذا هو مقبرة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مين هو؟ اسمها السند اسمها السند سند كيف انت هيك سند بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم جهتك بالله رجعوا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم جهتك بالله بقول لك لا يتكلم هذا الحجر هذا الحجر جيب البخاخ جيب ارجع ارجع بسرعة انتظر هي يقول لك انتظر يما
هذه سائرة الأجر تشكلت على الأكبر. هل فهمتم؟
هل فهمتم؟ طب رجعوا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
But yeah, a lot of people on Twitter are talking about this guy. But listen, fake or not, that's creepy. Whatever that is. But yeah, do you guys think this is fake? It's real? Let me know.
So all of us have been brought together to try to bring out some of the aspects. So if I may, I have prepared an overview statement based on my work these many past weeks. And I want to just say that as a parent and as a patriot, I'm absolutely outraged by what we're allowing to happen to our children. Humanity is judged on how you treat the weakest member of the society. Let me say that although which says child love has nothing to do with the abuse of children, these children are not just, and in some cases, bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex. It's also child torture, because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. It's also the use of children for harvesting body organs. We'll have the Falun Gong testimony tomorrow. One of the reasons that the Falun Gong are so popular is because they're so healthy, so that you can harvest their body organs and get the very best. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual, as well as incidental. But I know the system. I've been a spy all over the world. I have created the Marine Corps Intelligence Command. I have trained intelligence and law enforcement representatives, over 8,000 of them from across 66 countries. They're all, without exception, good people trapped in a bad system. And one of the most wonderful things that this court could achieve, now that we've had Pizzagate, for example, which opened people's mind, is we could achieve an opening of the public mind and an absolute imperative from the public to governments, including the U.S. government, which I think is the center of gravity in so many ways. I have found in my research and preparation for this court and all of the work that will follow that most organizations that end up being used to prey on children, Oxfam is a recent example, all of the United Nations organizations, the Boy Scouts of America, all of the child services agencies across the United States of America, they did not start out as organizations to prey on children, but they attract and ultimately end up rising in the ranks and controlling those organizations, so that an organization that initially started out in the service of children becomes an organization that is in fact hunting children. And one of our distinguished commissioners has written an absolutely wonderful book called Child Hunters, which I recommend to all of you.
Once again, Hollywood is making a mockery of Jesus, y'all. So we all know who she is. Cynthia Erivo, the one that played in The Color Purple in the movie Wicked. She is set to do a stage play portraying as Jesus, called Jesus Christ Superstar, at the Hollywood Bowl. She could be your favorite actress. You could say, oh, she's a great actress or whatever. But for her to accept the role to play Jesus is ridiculous. Time and time again, they always seem to throw shit right in our faces, y'all. This is the person that's playing Jesus. They couldn't even find a man. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's like they're trying to reshape historical and religion narratives at this point. It's like their goal is to create controversy that's gonna divide us even further. Shit that can get the pot stirred. Everything they do is for a reason, y'all. You gotta think about it. So while this may be a mockery, what they're gonna try to do is use this to dominate the headlines, get everybody talking. And watch, y'all, some weird shit's finna happen. Some policies finna go through. Something is finna happen. Y'all just wait. But this is crazy, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
The moon was brought here 12,000 years ago. Our moon is in fact an artificial satellite. It is not a real planet. It can literally leave our orbit underneath its own power. According to the Andromedans, it was brought here from Ursa Minor, from a star system called Chauta that had 21 planets in it. It belonged to the 17th planet and it was one of 4 moons. Now, there are ruins all over it. The map is there. There are some pictures there. There's a lot more, which I don't have today. But it will be coming out. This is why the Apollo astronauts stopped going back. It's because there was somebody already there and they were told not to go back. This information is out there. Okay, our moon is 9.1 billion years old. 9.1 billion years old. It is in fact older than the Earth. Okay, it is many of the materials that have been found on the moon, minerals, don't exist on our planet. The moon did not belong to part of the Earth. It was brought here, literally. Our solar system has 8 artificial moons in it that were brought here. That can literally, underneath their own power, leave our solar system. And there are beings living on it. Now, the upper echelon of the world government know this. They've known it for a very long time. But they didn't want us to know because of the element of power. And we'll discuss that. Now, Earth has been colonized off and on for many hundreds of millions of years. The first race to actually chart our planet was a group from Alpha Draconis. They are reptilian beings. They're anywhere from 7 feet to 22 feet tall. It can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. And they don't like human beings. Not here, not anywhere. They were the very first to chart it. They were also the very first to actually have a small colony here 809 million years ago. Now, one of the very first colonies or places that was colonized on the planet is North America, what we now call the United States. There are approximately, today, 1,833 of these reptilians still existing inside the planet. They have lived here for thousands of years. They live thousands of years. Their bodies are not like ours. They live anywhere from 100 to 200 miles beneath the surface. This is where they are. And it's all over. The planet is honeycombed with tunnels and caverns. There are approximately 18,000 what we know as grays between here and our moon, from underneath the surface of the planet and the moon. Now, the grays. The grays originally came from Zeta Reticuli 2. I'm giving you the Andromedan perspective. I'm not here to challenge anybody else's information. I'm here to tell you their perspective. The grays came from Zeta Reticuli 2. They left there 892,000 years ago. They got trapped in a war called the Orion War, which lasted 600,000 years. It was a galactic war between reptilian forces and human beings. What happened was they were captured by a group in Orion, the constellation of Orion, which is Rigel, Valtrax, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. They were genetically altered there. Many of the female of their species were killed, so they could not reproduce, so they could control the race. They also genetically altered them so that their organs would become atrophied, and eventually they just wouldn't be there because they weren't being used. Now, the Greys, at the same time this was going on, decided that the emotional part of themselves, of their personality, was their weakest link. So they literally bred or thought out the emotional part of their bodies, of their character. Which is why they have no emotion. They're robots. Today, there are approximately 2,100 actual Greys, actual physical Greys, that have a soul, that are part of the original race, the lineage of the original race, in our solar system. All the rest, virtually every single one that are doing the abductions on people, are clones. They're robots. They're not. They don't have an essence. They don't have a soul in them. They're robots. Does everybody follow me so far? Okay. The Greys have a problem. They're dying. This is why they basically are here. Now we, as a planetary race, offer them a great opportunity to possibly save their race. But it isn't working. And I'll explain why that is.
Now y'all remember that clip? If I'm not mistaken, that came on early on in the channel. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. I said the same thing and people came at me in the comments. I said Greys have no soul. And the ones who's doing all the ruckus, then mainly are the clones of the robots. And people was like, nah, they all fallen angels. And I said, damn. If something ever went wrong or glue team ever came, and that 1% opened doors up and said, come this way because it's the aliens who's causing ruckus and they the fallen angels, everybody who say they fallen angels most likely gonna run and believe the 1%. Because where else you going? Where else you going? That's all I'm saying, man. I'm just asking a question.
I think the firmament, pi, and Nikola Tesla's 369 theory are all connected. This video might blow your mind. So I started looking at pi, and you're basically just measuring a circle. I stared at this image for a couple minutes, and then the Bible verse popped into my head about looking over the circle of the earth. The more I looked into what pi is actually used for, I found out that you can't create a dome or an arch in architecture without pi. So then I started to think, are they measuring the firmament with pi? And then I kept thinking about Nikola Tesla's 369 for some reason. I started plugging different numbers into pi. So I had ChatGPT run 3.3 repeating to find the circumference instead of the 3.14 number. And when you replace pi with 3.33, it converts to 66.6. So in King 723, it says, then he made the sea, I think the sea is the waters above, of cast metal. It was round, 10 cubits from brim to brim and 5 cubits high, and a line of 30 cubits measured its circumference. The biblical value of pi, as derived from 1 King 723 and 2 Chronicles 4:2, appears to be an approximation of 3, but some interpretations suggest it might imply a slightly more precise value, such as 3.3 repeating. The reason for that being that there was never adjustments for the thickness. Here's the math. Keep in mind, this is the quantum computing model, and look at what they call particles, qubits, just like in the Bible. And we can energy harvest with piezoelectric, pi. If you measure the hemisphere with 3.3 repeating instead of pi, it comes out to 999. Keep in mind, this is what a hemisphere looks like. So then I asked it to create an image of a geodesic dome utilizing 3.33 repeating instead of pi, and look at what it gave me. I'm so shook. It has the sacred hexagons built into it, and hexagons are the most powerful energy producers, and it even has like a hexagon grid that it put in there. It also included this, which looks like an ancient astrology map. And look at this, in the top left, it has a little bubble that says Tesla with lines connecting it to the firmament. He was trying to tap into the firmament. This is an ancient astrology map, and it perfectly explains why Polaris is in the middle and all of the stars rotate around it. And this looks a lot like this. And this looks exactly like this. I asked ChatGPT to make a 369-degree circle, and this is what it gave me. It has the circles around the corners, and these also look like eyes to me. Then I asked, how might 3, 6, and 9 be relevant in this model? And it says 3 is the central point, the North Pole, from which all else radiates. 6 could represent intermediate points or radial lines dividing the Earth into sections, similar to a hexagonal layout. 9 could symbolize the outer edge or boundary, often associated with the ice wall, marking the completion of the structure. So I think 3 is here. It's the center of creation. And I think 9, or completion, is the ice wall. And we live here where creation and completion meet and man lives, which made me think of the black hole sun model. This basically states that there is a black hole sun in the center of the Earth at the North Pole that works together with Polaris. When these two meet, it projects all of reality outwards. And let us not forget, this is the Freemason symbol. 33rd degree Freemason. So a lot of us know about the ley lines. Ley lines are basically just an energy grid that connect us to free energy. Almost all important landmarks and structures, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower, the Pantheon, they are all on ley lines. I think that the energy coming out of the black hole sun is meeting at the vertices of the 369 dome. And I think that's somehow creating the ley lines, and that it might have something to do with the angles and the refraction of light on the geodesic dome. 1/3 of the speed of light in a vacuum is about 99.93 million meters per second. Half the speed of light in water is 0.333. 3.33 times the speed of light would come out to 999 million meters per second. However, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, no object with mass can reach or exceed the speed of light in a vacuum. Therefore, it's impossible. Remember, the vacuum is outer space. Einstein was trying to tell us that God is impossible. Jeremiah 33:3 says, "Call to me and I will answer you and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known." I have chills. John 3:33 says, "Whoever receives his testimony sets his seal to this, that God is true." In other versions of the Bible, this quote says, "Whoever has accepted it has certified that God is truthful." And guess the height of the most challenging part of the Van Allen belt, aka the firmament. 33,000 miles up. The Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle are located at 66.5 north and south latitude, respectively. Remember, Tesla's whole thing was about harvesting free energy. Tesla also seemed like he didn't believe in globe Earth. He fully denied gravity and only worked with electromagnetic force. He constantly bagged on the theory of relativity. He even said, "We are held together like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable." He also said, "The curvature of space is entirely imaginary. Matter, force, and energy are original ideas of the universe and cannot be completely controlled by relativity." He didn't believe that light or electromagnetic waves could exist in a vacuum without a medium, meaning space can't exist without water. Also rejected the Big Bang Theory entirely. I truly believe that this is the great mystery around 369, and that it's really just the firmament, and that they're not giving us an accurate version of pi. If this is a dome, the highest point in the dome could be responsible for the effects we see with the northern lights. It also validates polar vortexes and climate zones. This scripture blew my mind when I realized. It's when he comes back for his bride. It says, "The voice of my beloved, behold he comes leaping over the mountains, bounding over the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle or a young stag. Behold, there he stands behind our wall, gazing through the windows, looking through the lattice." Do you guys know what it's called when they weave the top of a pie crust? Lattice. Firmament is the lattice. This is the net. They're both pi. The first person to accurately estimate pi was literally named Archimedes. It's in the name, arc. Think about the words that have pi in them. Pious, it literally means religious. It means you're a completed Christian. You're beyond the firmament. Piano, the piano has 88 keys. The Bible has 88 books, and we have 88 constellations, divided into 7 octaves. This is God's number, each containing a set of notes that repeat in cycles of 12 days. The book of Enoch tells us that we have 12 stargates that the sun and moon come and go from. Pine cones. Pine cones have 369 built into them, and that's why the occult worships pine cones. Pineal gland, pie. They look like pine cones, and when you open your third eye, it's considered to be like a spiritual awakening. Fibonacci spiral, there's PI in there. Pilot, they're flying across the sky right next to the firmament. Pioneer, you're pioneering something, you're creating something new. Epiphany, there's PI in there. Epiphany is the revelation of Christ. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm completely crazy. Don't listen to a word I say. These are just my theories and opinions.
She ain't crazy. She was doing her homework, and she was not reaching, in my opinion.
I just think it's crazy that we alive right now. Like, what the is this? Shout out to God, though. But this shit is crazy. What the are we? What is this? What are we doing? What is this? How the hell did we get here? Why is everybody acting like this shit normal, man? How the did we even? What is this, man?
Spam it up if you can relate.
Okay, guys, so I did a little bit more research on the Onai Robinson case. If you guys don't remember, I've been talking about this and covering this story. She is the 33-year-old lady from New York. Says she's from Philly, but then she says that she's from New York. She's the lady who went over to Pakistan for an extended stay. While over in Pakistan, she gained some level of fame while being over there by making videos and having people film her videos and upload it to TikTok, with her over there asking for a whole lot of money from the residents and also from the government. From Pakistan, Onaya was supposed to be going to Dubai to board another flight in Dubai to catch a connecting flight back home to New York. As we know now, she boarded that flight but was removed from that flight by 2 undercover agents posing as flight attendants. When they arrested her, they had already had pictures of her. They already knew what they were looking for. They already knew the time that she was going to arrive at the airport and be on the flight. Everything that was done was strategically done. What happened was the cigarette. It wasn't what happened in Pakistan that got Onaya Robinson in trouble. It's what happened in Dubai when she threatened to burn the person in the face with a cigarette. That right there, crime alone is punishable up to 3 years in prison over there. Aside to that, that's the most serious charge that Onaya Robinson has out of the, I think it's 4 charges that she's charged with. I looked everything up. This is not something that I've seen on the news. It's what I looked up based off of what I've seen in her videos. I went back and I watched a lot of videos. Again, it wasn't what she did in Pakistan. It was what she did in Dubai. When she crossed borders like that, she went across the borders with the same exact behavior, mannerism, being rude, disrespectful. I think you've seen her smoking a cigarette, which was illegal in the first place. Smoking a cigarette in public. She asked for money in Pakistan, she was fine. But when she crossed over to Dubai, the law says that you cannot ask for money for any charitable event unless you can prove that it was for a charity. And if you can prove that it was for the charity, you have to actually get it approved. So there's 3 to 4 charges, the one being the most serious, that carries the most sentence is the one where she threatened to burn the guy's face with the cigarette. That's the most serious charge. Now, the second serious charge is what Pakistan considers as, like over here, we call it scamming in the United States. We call it scamming, like if you scamming people for money. Her second mistake, but her second mistake only is punishable by up to 2 years in prison, was when she made promises saying that she was going to build the country and make schools better and that she give kids money over there. I don't know about you guys, but over in Dubai, the laws are different than Pakistan. the laws are different in Pakistan. So what's going on here? I also did more research. She would have to actually serve her time over in Dubai before they release her back to come to the U.S. They cannot allow her to bond out in that country and come over to the United States and then go back to Dubai for her court date. Over there, if you're from another country, they will not allow you to do that. She has to first face the charges that she has in Dubai. There's nothing that she can do about it. She has to face the charges in Dubai. Once she satisfies Dubai, as far as if they give her 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, she has to do her time in Dubai. There is absolutely nothing. When I say nothing, the U.S. can't do anything to help this lady out because the crimes were committed on Dubai soil. So I know a lot of people are a little bit confused about how those laws work when you cross over to different countries. Had she been in New York when she committed crimes, she could bond out. She could freely travel the country as long as she could show up for her court date. And whoever bond her out would have to be liable for her to come, for her to come back and forth to court. But in Dubai, because it's in a whole different country, and she's a non-resident in that country, they do not trust her to come back to Dubai. Now, I don't think Dubai has the extradition treaty where they can come to the United States and arrest people, where we can actually go to other countries and arrest people, but Dubai is not going. So whatever's going on, out of the 4 charges that I said that she has, I just named 2 of them. The other 2 charges are a lot lesser charges that carries like 6 months or something like that. And those charges, I think one of them was like eating on public transportation. I can't remember what the other one is, but you guys can look it up. Just look up 11 things that you cannot do in Dubai. One of them will be eating on public transportation. That is punishable up to 6 months in prison. So right now, for the people who saying that she's going to do a meet and greet Friday, well, today is Saturday, guys. That meet and greet is not taking place. It's not going to take place. It's over with. You guys most likely will hear about this woman again soon, but you most likely would not be hearing from her anytime soon. The laws are extremely strict in Dubai. The same way that we make examples in the U.S. when people come over from other countries, the same way that other countries makes examples out of us when we feel like we can go over their country and do whatever the hell we want in their country. That stuff is not flying, guys. So let's just give you guys an update. There's people still saying, here it is today, Saturday. People are still making TikTok saying, oh no, she's gonna do a meet and greet in New York Friday. And now they're saying, no, she's gonna do the meet and greet in New York Saturday. Where's the notification from her account saying that she's doing a meet and greet? It's not happening, guys. It's all lies. It's all made up. That woman is in jail. Period. She's in jail. Like I said, she was able to get away with certain stuff in Pakistan. But when she went over to Dubai with that same behavior, that's where she crossed the lines at. Let me know what you guys think.
I knew that shit was gonna happen. The way she was talking, I was like, bro, she gonna mess around and she gonna find out. But hey, can I, like, Dubai is from what I've seen on videos and pictures, it looked beautiful out there. I wouldn't mind rocking out there. But I want to know, why is it against the law to eat on public transportation? Like, what happened in the past? Typically, when laws are placed, when laws are made, they make the law because something has happened in the past, so they don't want it to happen again. Now, I don't know about other countries, but what caused them to make that law, if anybody knows? Now, I'm going to end up going down, I'm going to end up hitting YouTube and be like, man, random things about Dubai, random laws about Dubai. Because I already knew that, like, it was strict there. Nothing wrong with that, because I don't know about the crime levels, but hopefully their crime levels is way lower than the States. Because here, shit be going up. And I could see how they would want to make us an example if we come out there thinking we can do what we want. Because, I mean, in America, some shit be crazy. And then we can get away with a lot of shit here that other countries don't rock with or go for at all. That's my 2 cents. Maybe and there's another person from the States that might disagree in the comments. But me, that's how I see it. I believe if you go to somebody else's home, go to somebody else's wherever you're at and it's their soil, their land, their home, whatever it is, show respect. Be on your best behavior. And respect they landmarks, they soil. Whatever it is there, respect it. The culture, the mindset, the opinions, respect it. And then just ask for that back in return. Don't expect it in return, but just ask for that. But y'all let me know if that's too far of a reach.
This is real life, real time. This is what I'm looking at right now that's in the sky. Don't know what it is. It came out of nowhere, really. But this shit is so real. Excuse my language, but this is the real deal. I said I wasn't gonna believe it till I seen it, and here it is. It's huge, you guys. I'm so far away from this thing, and that thing is still huge. Oh my gosh. They not lying.
Going slow.
And it's going slow and it's just hovering. This is the real deal. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. I know y'all really can't see, but that right there that's in that sky is right there in that sky. Don't supposed to be there.
No, quite a number of y'all sent that. I thought it was fake.
How big supposed to feel safe? There it is. There you go. This is a prison cell. Only kids are being held down here.
And they brought me into the camp and showed me the underground bunker. It was basically a giant plastic container with a hole only small enough for a child to crawl in and out of. And it was angled in such a way, and it was buried underground, that a small child that was in there could not have gotten out on their own.
This shit, man.
So if you watch the internet, you'll see that Stouffer's stovetop stuffing supposedly has never said Stouffer's on it. It's another Mandela effect. But here's a house. I've been cleaning a hoarder house out, or a video. What does that say right there? As soon as this gets off there, you'll see it clearly. It says Stouffer's stovetop. So, Mandela effect busted.
Shit, I knew that was damn. Yeah, I agree.
Diddy's lawyer quit because he said that Diddy is not ready for his criminal trial. And baby, this is not good. Diddy's trial is in 3 months, and he stepped down saying that he doesn't agree with how Mark Agnifilio, Diddy's head of counsel, is moving forward with his case. A direct source to Anthony Rico told TMZ that his exit from Diddy's camp was over a power struggle going on between him and Mark Agnifilio, which is the lead attorney for Diddy, and it's been going on for several months, but it finally came to a head. They were told the battle within Diddy's team centered around his trafficking allegations, and that there was a disagreement on how they needed to handle that part of the federal indictment when they go to trial. And the big disagreements causing him to step down are the count 2 of trafficking, and all of these have to do with victim 1, who we can believe is Cassie Ventura. And Cassie Ventura had just announced her 3rd pregnancy just days before this lawyer dropped out, which means most likely when Diddy's trial starts in 3 months, Cassie Ventura is still going to be pregnant when she takes that stand to testify against Diddy, which is very bad for Diddy's case because it's going to to make people feel bad for her, especially when they watch that video in court of Diddy dragging Cassie and hitting her in that hallway. Now, we know that Iamqueheff has repeatedly denied Diddy's trafficking charge and has said since the beginning that this was a consensual relationship between Diddy and a girlfriend and a third party. But we also know 2 days before this lawyer also dropped out, Diddy filed a motion to dismiss count 3 of the indictment entirely. In my opinion, I feel like Diddy literally told on himself in this motion. It was the worst motion I've ever heard in my life. Diddy was basically saying that the Mann Act that he's being charged under is a act. But not only that, he was basically trying to say that the escorting service that he used was perfectly legal. Diddy said it's not some secret underground operation that was previously unknown that he used. It has been operating for over a decade, and it has a website with over 10,000 followers on X. In this motion, Diddy, in my opinion, is basically admitting to the fact that he got these escorts but used them for physical relationships, which is illegal. The second that you pay somebody for physical relations, that is what makes it exactly what Diddy is being charged for. But he kind of tries to brush it off on this company, and he says it's well known that escorts from this company sometimes indeed regularly have physical relationships with their clients. The company does not explicitly advertise the services, but it does not forbid or discourage it. And because of the way Diddy was writing this motion, I actually figured out what service he was using. So he talks about how there was a TV show of this escort service and how it's a legal service, and it is. But it's not for having physical relations. These men's jobs are only to take women on dates. The show that was on Showtime was Gilligos, which takes you to their website and their Twitter handle, which is Cowboys for Angels. And this is the service that Diddy is admitting to himself in this motion of using to hire these male escorts for physical relationships, which would then make it illegal. Now, in this motion, Diddy's basically saying that this company is not discouraging you from having physical relationships with these escorts, but actually they are, because any person would know that this makes it illegal. Diddy, this is exactly why they don't advertise it like you say in your own motion. In their website, they say, unfortunately, there is a social stigma that male companions are for providing physical services. However, this is not what we do here. Companionship, conversation, and quality time are the most important aspects of the dates that we schedule. At Cowboys for Angels, we pride ourselves in providing our clients with undivided attention and engaging in intelligent and witty conversations. Now, it's been alleged multiple different times throughout the news that there are male escorts that are actually testifying against Diddy as witnesses. Some of them even say that they have video footage, and this is exactly when I started to think about one of these guys being Jonathan Odie. I'm sure you guys remember the video of Jonathan Odie way back in 2018 talking about all of this crazy stuff and how he had a physical relationship with Diddy and Cassie and how he was basically their slave and how he ended up getting a STD from sleeping with Diddy. He even said at one point in time he sued Diddy over this, and Diddy paid him a settlement of $5 million to basically keep it hush-hush. And during this interview with police, Jonathan Odie also said that it might be possible for him to get video proof that he has of something. I've started doing more digging into Jonathan Odie. I was really curious if there was a connection between this Cowboys for Angels and Jonathan Odie. And it's really hard to find any information. His Instagram is now privated. His Facebook had nothing except one picture on it. But I was able to come across this picture of Jonathan Odie. And this picture is very similar to the Cowboys for Angels pictures of their escorts. So I think it could be very possible that Jonathan Odie might have worked for Cowboys for Angels. And just think, Diddy puts out this stupid motion 2 days before this lawyer quits, and they also know that they have multiple witnesses that are allegedly escorts that have testified against Diddy and even gave video footage of these freak-offs. To me, it makes a little bit more sense why this lawyer would probably want to quit about these charges.
I didn't know that they had these type of services that are legal. Because if someone is taking someone out and they going on they having conversations, they going on dates, right? If they going on dates, let's say they having drinks. What happened when they start having drinks? If the connection in the conversation is leading somewhere very well, where you think these people taking that shit? Not everybody, but there's people out there who gonna take it to that next level, and they gonna do something that they might regret, they might love. Who knows? Different strokes for different folks. But what I'm saying is, they are right. They're there for this reason, but they know the door's still open, and they're not. The door is open for that extra shit. They just came across a Diddy ass person who took full advantage and is using exactly what they're saying against them. Two bullshitters bullshitting each other. That's what I'm getting out of it. Just one Diddy in this case is more of a bullshitter. Just more of a bullshitter. He's finessing the system. He's doing the same shit some of these. No, I'm not gonna go that route. But y'all spam with y'all thoughts and opinions. But they said that Cassie testifying, right? Let's just pray she make it to that date, just for entertainment purposes, though, because I could see that working against him. But if she don't make it to that point, then it don't never make it against him. But hey, let me know.
Let me tell you about this valley called the Valley of Headless Men.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
That is spooky.
There's been a lot of fans asking that we talk about this valley. Nahanni Valley, located in northwest Canada, is one of the most remote parks in, I would say, the world. There's this valley it's nicknamed the Valley of Headless Men. No one occupies this place, and they haven't for a long time. But what's so crazy about this valley is that with its terrain, it's so insane, the terrain, that like the valley itself, the cliff sides, there's like a river that goes through it, and the cliff sides are like over 3,000 feet tall.
Oh my goodness.
Steep cliffs. And they say that the river is just as deep as the cliff sides. So like a 3,000 foot river.
Terrifying.
In depth. But a tribe that used to, or that still, I think in parts occupies this park, are called I don't know how to say it. It was either the Dean or the Dene tribe. We'll just call them the Dean tribe because I've heard more people say that. They have all these stories of different cryptid creatures occupying this valley, ranging from Bigfoot to different kinds of spirits to even giants. Legends go back and say that giants live in this valley.
Yeah.
And it's just this amazing place. But the way the terrain works, they said that the land looks probably almost identical to what it looked like 100,000 years ago.
Oh my gosh, wow.
So basically all the ice ages, with its certain way it's shaped and stuff, they weren't necessarily affected by these giant ice sheets that like covered the majority of the North America.
Yeah.
And with that, the Dean tribe talked about how there was all these prehistoric animals that still probably exist, including dinosaurs, mammoths. They talked about giant beavers, these colossal beavers.
That's scary.
They have the story of these 3 giant beavers that occupied different parts of the valley, and they were so big that if you were on a canoe, like the tribesmen, the Native Americans, if they were on this lake, the beaver would just slap its tail and create a wave and drown people.
What?
Yeah, dude. A giant beaver.
Yeah.
The teeth, the tail, everything, going swimming through that water 3,000 feet deep.
So there's a lot of lore and like mysterious things with this valley.
Yeah.
And there's actually proof. So people are saying like the animals that grow within this valley are like prehistoric size. And it was in the 70s, one guy was doing a documentary about this valley and caught on video a moose that said it was double the size of any moose he's ever seen. And they guesstimated the width from antler to antler, 12 feet across.
Dude.
And they said that's the exact size. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but the Irish elk. You ever heard of that?
No.
That was like a prehistoric deer or an elk that lived in like the UK region, but it's like literally double the size of a moose.
That's scary.
Just crazy stuff. The Dean tribe also talked about that before they were there was a Native American tribe that went by the name Naha, the Naha tribe. and they said that they were a cannibalistic, war-hungry people.
Oh gosh.
And they lived on the mountain peaks and would attack the Dean tribe. And then one day they just disappeared. The Dean tribe had no idea where they went.
Just gone.
Just gone. They were always at war with them and like trying to fight them off and stuff. And what I saw is that the Dean tribe was a very peaceful tribe, but the Naha tribe was just cannibalistic, so they would kill and eat and all this stuff. And but then one day they just disappeared. Never saw them again. So in the Dean tribe, they were so superstitious and they were so afraid of these spirits that occupied this land that when someone died, they would cremate them and then burn their house and all of their possessions because they feared that spirit
would linger, right?
Cultivated or lived in that valley and would torment them. So their superstition stuff goes like way back.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that they call it the Headless Men or the Headless Valley.
I was wondering. I was like, when are we going to get to the Headless?
Men, Valley of the Headless Men.
Yeah.
Is the first recorded instance happened in it was either 1904 or 1908. Frank and William McLeod. There are these prospectors that ventured into this valley. Let me say this first. This valley is so remote that there's no roads you can go into this park. You can either go by boat or by plane now.
Yeah.
So it's like to get there is really hard. But Frank and William McLeod, they ventured in there in 1908 and they came back because they found gold. And then they're like, we're going to go back and get more gold. Went there, they're gone for 2 years. And their other brother's like, they've been gone for 2 years, we got to go look for them. Went out there, ventured out there, and found a tree that was burnt and found carvings in the tree that had their initials. And then went a little further down, another burnt tree, and there lay 2 skeletons.
Oh gosh.
Both with their heads missing.
Oh no.
Yeah. And they're like, is this my brother? Sure enough, it was same watch, writing, journal, all that stuff.
Jeez.
That was the first instance. 1917, this guy named Martin, who was a prospector, built a cabin in the valley, and they discovered him. His cabin had been burnt, and outside of his cabin laid his body without a head.
Are you kidding?
1920, prospectors were found tied to a tree, burnt and headless.
What is happening?
So it's not the cannibalistic Native Americans because they would have eaten them.
We don't know. 1927, a man that went by Yukon Fisher, he was evading arrest, went into the valley, and was discovered headless, very close to where those brothers were found. 1945, a miner from Ontario was discovered dead in his sleeping bag.
Oh gosh.
Like the others, he had been decapitated, and so they found his whole body in the sleeping bag, but his head was gone. And so they're saying that he had no time to react to what just happened to him. Head gone. And there's so many more stories like that. But another really creepy story regarding this was sometime in the 1920s. There was this woman, her name was Annie, and she was a hunter, and she wanted to join this hunting party that was going into the valley.
So we ain't taking no female legs.
Basically, but she was so renowned for her hunting skills that they're like, all right, you can come.
Oh, cool.
And as they're trekking through, gone, disappeared.
Just her or everybody?
Just her. Oh, no. And they're like, we don't know where she is. And then a little bit later, they met up with a Dean chief, the Native American, and he said that he spotted a white woman who was unclothed, naked, crawling on all fours like an animal on the mountainside. And that's the last time they ever saw her.
That is so scary. Why'd you say that part? That's so scary.
But present day, every year there's people that go missing in that forest, never to be seen again.
Really?
Yeah.
It keeps happening?
Like the missing 411 thing.
Yeah, dude.
What the heck?
Dude, that's crazy. First of all, I love this story. This is so creepy.
Yeah.
That is wild, man.
I've never heard of this valley before. But y'all spam it up if y'all heard of this. Spam it up if you've heard stories about this before. I would love to learn more about this and dive deeper. But that shit's crazy. I didn't think it was going to be the tribe that was eating people. Can't use the word. I can't tell you what I thought it was. I just didn't think it would be that. But I want to know more. And why wouldn't they, if everybody want to travel in and they go missing, why not fly a plane over it and just look and observe from a higher? Send a drone over it. Y'all want to send drones for everything damn else? Send it to that too. But hey, y'all let me know.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation is getting worse, not better. The prices of grocery, gas, housing, eggs, of essentials, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has done nothing. Goose eggs to lower prices. Instead, he's pardoned violent criminals who savagely beat police officers on January 6th. He's letting Elon Musk take a chainsaw to vital government programs, and then, even worse, giving him access to Americans' most sensitive data. Social security numbers, tax returns, health care bills. He's fired thousands of essential workers, people who help our veterans get their benefits, people fighting Ebola in Africa so it doesn't come here. He's frozen funding for vital programs that so many American families need. Cancer research, education funding, payments to family farmers, and so much worse. Why are they doing this? Trump, Musk, Doge are taking these vital services away from you for one reason only, so they can give tax breaks to their billionaires club. Their plan is awful, simply awful. Billionaires win, families lose. And that is the truth.
And that is the truth. And that is the truth.
They hide the true answer to this question from us. Look at these images. Can you figure out why Himalayan salt looks like meat? Let me give you a clue. We live on the remnants of a much larger past. It is believed that giants once roamed the earth. The Book of Enoch speaks of a species called the Nephilim, giants born from the union of fallen angels and human women. These beings were enormous, powerful, and possessed knowledge far beyond human abilities. Think of the enormous doors, the massive tree trunks, and the giant skeletons that have been found. But the story goes even deeper. Tartaria was known for its monumental architecture and technological prowess. Could the Nephilim have been part of this empire? Their immense strength and knowledge could explain how such grand structures were built. But there's more. The Bible mentions that God was furious at the chaos the Nephilim had caused and sent a great flood to cleanse the earth. This cataclysmic event buried these giants, and all we have left today are their petrified remains. This brings us to another question. Could geology simply be biology hardened over millennia? Their bodies have fossilized into the pink salt we know today. It's no wonder this salt is known for its mystical and healing properties. And what if it contains the essence of these powerful beings?
I feel like Brandy was trying to tell us that Whitney Houston was trying to mess with Ray J way back in 1995. I know. Come with me. So I'm watching the Brandy video, Best Friend, and I'm just peeping stuff that I didn't notice when I was younger. So y'all know how we on the topic of the celebrities, go watch my other videos. I did a couple. We're talking about these celebrities and stuff that was done back in Hollywood back in the day that was like unnoticed, right? Right now, the topic is Brandy, Ray J, Whitney Houston. Supposedly the day Whitney Houston died, she gave Brandy a note. She was dating Ray J at the time. I'm not sure what. But fast forward to right now. I'm watching Brandy's music video, Best Friend, and I'm peeping the interaction that she having with her brother. First of all, they're having like a party or like some type of gathering or something of the sort, right? And Ray J is there. You could tell he's younger. And he's entertaining this older woman. Mind you, this older woman looks very, very familiar. You'll probably recognize who I think she looks like when you see the video. But it's just like, he's steady trying to dance with this older woman and she all over him. And Brandy is like trying to pull her brother away from this woman. Like, she like, come on, like, and he's trying to brush her off, like back up, it's cool. The lady like blowing kisses at him, and I'm just like, this is a very weird interaction because Ray J's hella young in the video. So y'all tell me, am I tripping, or was Brandy leaving breadcrumbs? Now y'all watch this video and y'all tell me if this don't look weird to y'all. Okay. Who does that lady look like? She definitely doesn't look his age. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. He dancing with this older woman. There's other kids there, but she's like the oldest person in the room. And Brandy's not having it. She's steady pulling him away. She like, get the fuck away from this woman. And he brushing her off like it's cool. Look, she not playing. She's not playing. She like, get away from my brother. Look at her. Like, what the fuck? Come on. Y'all cannot tell me. Y'all cannot tell me that she wasn't trying to tell us something. Why is that even in her video in the first place? The song is My Best Friend. She's talking about her best friend and how they're inseparable and how he's always there to pick her up whenever she's down and shit like that. What would be the purpose of them staging that part in her video?
Shout out to Brianna, man, for sending that clip. That's facts. I'm gonna go ahead and say I agree. Hey, Whitney was she was cougar. She was hunting, bro. She was a cougar. She was hunting. That's what I got from that. She was hunting. She heard about Ray J before Ray J got with Kim. Y'all remember the video? Hey, she was chasing. She was like, yeah, I'm trying to grab him early. Y'all let me know if that's a reach. Y'all let me know if that's a reach. Go run that Brianna stuff, man. Go run her page up. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow. Helps Collective get bigger. Helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But even if you watch it on your TV or whatever the case is, I appreciate you as well. I hope you're having a smooth 7. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just checked my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know